All right, all right. Peace, family. Peace, peace. It is that time. It is that time, family. I'm live with one of our master teachers, our melanated master teachers. It's a pleasure to have this platform to honor this brother and to bring him on, present him to the family. Without further ado, Dr. Phil Valentine, welcome back, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you. Good to be here.
Yes, man. Listen, family. It's always a pleasure having this brother on here. Like I said from many times, when I first came into consciousness, after I got over the scary part of metaphysics, Dr. Valentine was one of the first brothers I gravitated toward after that point. So it's just an honor and a blessing, and gratitude is very important in this universe. So I could never be as give enough gratitude to the brother. We're gonna have a great show tonight. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to take Q&A from the people tonight. There's no particular topic. We're going to take Q&A from the people. But one thing I want to tell y'all, I want to wait. You know what? Let me get to some ads because I want more people to come into the building before I let y'all know what's going on tonight. Share this video. Hit the like button so people can find out that we are live. And I will be right back after these couple of commercials from these beautiful black businesses. So, all right, family. Yeah, people put questions already. All right, yeah, I'm gonna ask Doc about the black sun. I'm gonna ask him about the. We're gonna go in. Any Jabberwocky questions? He has a 1-800 number, and I'm gonna give y'all that 1-800 number. We ain't talking about that live, of course, but you could contact him for the exemption information and health and nutritional consultations, plus whole food nutrition information. So I'm gonna give all the information tonight. Y'all ain't got no excuse how to contact this man, how to support this man after tonight. If you don't, you just bullshit. Just put it like that. So everybody should contact this man after tonight. But we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna get the Q&A. We're gonna get to some ads real quick, family, and we'll be right back. Tell your family and friends if you love them. All right, we'll be right back, family.
Hey there! Had a bad dream? I have dreams too. Some parts are scary and some parts are fun. Always remind yourself, it's only a dream and everything will be okay. I had a dream about being in a forest too. Check it out, my pet Petey was with me. Order your copy of Kayla Petey and the Forest on Amazon today.
Hey family, this is King Simon. Don't forget about getting your new motivation session at 347-496-1022. And don't forget about the Cosmic Alignment Workshop on May the 15th. Go to zenbar.org. That's zenbar.org.
Family, also don't forget, May 21st is going down. Wayne Chandler presents the Qigong Energy Training Workshop. It's going to be a 4-hour workshop, and the brother's going to give us the game on moving our energy, taking control of our energy, and how to produce the best results in this third dimension because we are energy beings, family. Make sure you go to the link in the description bar, family, for more information. And Wayne Chandler will be back on here again soon. All right. So with that being said, Dr. Phil Valentine, all right, we got enough people in the room. All right, let me make one more announcement because I'm gonna wait till about 1,000 people. We got 800 people in here right now. I'll wait till 1,000 people get in here and then I'll officially start. But let me just say this. On Instagram, family, Instagram is a very dangerous place right now. There's a lot of scammers on there, and they're cloning pages on Instagram. I will never, ever, 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 ever DM you asking you for money, asking you for to invest in cryptocurrency, or telling you, do you want to read in? Those are scammers. There somebody's clone my page. It says Black Magic 363, and after my name, it's an underscore. That's not me. I don't know why people are following it. It's tricky. Sometimes people aren't paying attention, but there's a slight underscore after my name. That's not me. I might just get rid of my Instagram altogether. I don't really feel Instagram anyway. That's not my energy or whatever. So I might end up just getting rid of my Instagram altogether. I'm not sure, but I'm letting you know, family. Yeah, the scammers are running heavy right now. YouTube also, but Instagram is a complete mess. So that's not me. Brother Rich ain't. I'm gonna ask you donations live on the show. A Cash Apple, but I'm not DMing people. I'm not going to your email. None of that. That's not me, family. That's most of these scammers are from Nigeria. People have seen them before. Do not fall for it. If you're on Instagram, Instagram is filthy right now. It's filthy. It's disgusting right now. So be very careful if you are on Instagram, because the person you're talking to may not be that person. All right. And with that being said, I see we at the 1,000 mark. We at the 1,000 mark right now. So let me let y'all know this. I told Doc years ago. I said, Doc, we had a talk. I told Doc to set up a Cash App, and I'm letting him know about what's the current energy, the current wave. I'm obviously I'm younger than Doc, and I'm like, people are using Cash App. You need to set up a Cash App. So Doc set up a Cash App, and it served Doc well the last couple of years. Dr. Valentine has been under attack from numerous entities. YouTube, you'll see my page get suspended, Facebook, and now Cash App. Cash App is just a place where you send money. You don't even speak on Cash App. They shut Doc's Cash App down. So I told Doc, I promised Doc, I said, I'm going to take care of you, Doc. I mean, the only reason why I'm here is because of brothers like Dr. Phil Valentine. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Yeah, the brother made it possible for a brother like me to come in the game and do what I got to do, learn the information, learn the metaphysics, so we got to take care of our elders. It's very necessary. And there's a huge disconnect. Just like I had the brother Kwame on yesterday, there's a huge disconnect between the elders and the youth. We're looking at the younger people with the tattoos and the this and the that and whatever. And, it's like, it's stimulating to us when we see all this stuff. But our elders are what gave us this information. Our elders taught us all this. Our elders made it possible for me to be here. Looking how I look right now, doing this for a living. Our elders did that. Let us not forget our elders. So I want everybody who watches this, everybody, they took Doc's Cash App. Let me say this. You don't even teach or why would they? Let me say this. If y'all watching now, I need you to support the brother. And Doc is humble. There's other things that I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't dare disrespect Doc, but he's humble. But I'm here to be the voice. I'm the loud, obnoxious dude. That's what I'm here for. But Doc is humble. But right now, if you're watching this, I don't need you to send me anything. I need you to send Doc. I just put his PayPal. Where's it at? I need you to support Dr. Valentine right now, the whole family. There's 1,162 people in here live. If you're not live and you're watching this later, that means you're still watching it. I need everybody to hit up Doc's PayPal, whether it's $1, whatever. If it's 100, if it's 1,000, 5,000, whatever. But if you're watching this, show some respect to the elders. And I'm not saying you're being disrespectful if you don't donate, but it's just, I know what's going on right now, and I know Doc, I know it's that time. So make sure y'all show support. Hit up Dr. Valentine's PayPal, kevinearth@gmail.com. We're going to take care of our elders. We're not going to do what we've been doing for years. Dr. Ben passed away, and I don't even want to say how that was. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Tariq Nasheed for sending some money to his family. But a lot of our elders pass away, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. And we all are regretful once they pass away, but the brother's alive now. So we don't have to be regretful 15 years from now. We could be thankful right now for doing it right now. And when the brother makes the transition back to the ancestral realm, we could say, I'm thankful that during the time he was alive, I contributed. So everybody who's watching this right now, even if you're a troll, you've benefited from Dr. Valentine. He gave you something to troll about. Everybody hit up the brother's PayPal. We're going to do a Q&A tonight, but I'm constantly going to remind y'all to hit up the brother's PayPal right now. The brother's under attack from various entities. He's not down with the Democratic agenda. And they control a lot of the platforms. I'm not going to curse because I don't want them to take this down. He goes against that whole Jabberwocky agenda. You know what that's about. And the brother's melanated. So the other stuff he comes with. So with that being said, family, make sure you contribute. One more time before we get to Q&A from the people. PayPal, kevinearth@gmail.com. And like I said, somebody said, does he have a Cash App? They must have just came in the room because, how can you ask that? Okay. So anyway, we're going to it's going to be a live Q&A tonight for the family. The brother's going to interact with the people, with the audience. It's going to be beautiful. Doc, anything you want to say before we get started, my brother?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak to family,
Yes.
and thank you for articulating our trials and what we have to go through to maintain our vigil. I just want to add to what you're saying, the kindness in your heart to have everyone reach out to us, my wife and I. Um, that if you can, when you do go to the Kemet Earth, please make sure that you click the feature that says sending to a friend or family. In that way, PayPal doesn't tax us and we get the full amount of your gift. So just click where it says sending to a friend, and then the full bounty of your gift will come to us. And I'd also like to make the announcement that they can get in contact with us at 800 847 1291. 800 847 1291. And lastly, I'm planning a very large, uh, serious, and of course, I'm counting on Brother Rich, who's always been there. I mean, you all definitely talking about protecting our assets, our cultural assets. He is definitely one of them, and I would suggest that you support him just as vociferously and just as vigorously as you would extend your gifts to me and to other brothers, other elders, and so forth. But I'm planning that I believe it's on, let me see, I think it's June 5th. And I will be putting on, yeah, I think it was June 5th, Sunday, June 5th. I've planned to put on a major webinar again where I'm going to be talking about not only what's getting ready to happen over the next year, because some new information has come in, but also what are the financial benefits that I've learned about how the country is going to sway. Of course, everybody's talking about cryptocurrency, but a lot of people are not aware of what's getting ready to go down, which cryptocurrencies and so forth. And also, there are different platforms actually set up by Black superminds that are in the game. Speaking with one of them right now, their algorithm is incredible. It's impeccable, and it's rivaling the big boys over there. And I'm going to speak to you about how you may be able to participate, so that you can actually, set down seeds today for long-term benefits in the future. Because I have more years behind me than I do in front, but the people that I'm speaking to have more years in front of them than they do behind. And I would like to make sure that that journey that they're going to take to catch up to where I am at this particular time is able to help their families, if and to bring together community and to put more power, financial power, into the hands of people who have been made powerless over these last 300 years. So please put that date aside. It's usually 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I may bring it up to 2 o'clock in the afternoon for all that I'm going to speak about. But put June 5th to the side. The registration link will be ready within the next week, and I'm hoping that everyone will participate, because this may be, and I've been saying this a while, this may truly be the last webinar that I actually put on, because certain things have come into my life at this particular time. One of them, shutting down my finances, making sure that I cannot make a living. And these are some of the attacks, as Brother Rich has been speaking about, that have been quietly, because we don't like going out and trying to hold up signs and stuff like that. We're very quiet. My wife is very private. I'm very private, and we like to work out our own problems together with the family. And I extend it to Brother Rich because I consider him family. So I thank you, Brother Rich, for the opportunity again to reach out to the family. Please, family, put that date, June 5th, aside.
Indeed, Doc. Like I said, Doc, you could be calm. I'll be the obnoxious one. I don't mind. That's what the youth are here for. The youth are here to be the obnoxious one. I'll take the criticism. Doc, you lay back, you relax, you put your hands like this, and I got you from there. That's all Doc got to go like that. And I'm on the back. I'm there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the youth is for. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the youth. I'm not 20, but I'm here to, and then, the somebody younger than me takes over from where I'm at, and that's how we do it.
That's how the talk is fast.
Before we get to the Q&A, I posted his for those who are coming in late. We were talking about, because people are going to be coming in all night, and we're almost at 2,000. I'm trying to figure it out. The chat is moving so fast. I wish I had King Simon in here to help me. Yeah, I just posted his PayPal in the chat. Okay, here we go. All right. Dr. Phil Valentine's PayPal. For those who are coming in late, they snatched the doctor's Cash App. And this show is, we're here to help and support our elder. Put all the work he's put in, changed millions of life all over the globe. He gave all these speakers game to run with. All this cloth that they talking, a lot of them, majority of them got it from him. So show respect to the brother who gave them their game. You know what I'm saying? Donate, PayPal, kemetearth@gmail.com. Before I get to the Q&A for the people, I'm not going to take all the time with the Q&A, but one question I want to ask you, I want to get your opinion on this, and I'm going to pass it to the people. What's your thoughts on Elon Musk buying Twitter? Huge move. Twitter is a huge platform, 44 billion. What's your thoughts on that, Doc?
Well, I'm looking at Elon because I kind of saw him essentially being a part of the Great Reset. And he's been working with a lot of the people who are going to be setting up the new slave system through blockchain and through the blockchain system that the banks are going to link up, ushering us into this cashless system. Now, with Tesla, I'm not a fan of the electric cars, but because he is who he is, he may be one of those moles that are working inside of the so-called deep state. And he doesn't like Twitter. He doesn't like the SEC. He doesn't like the Democratic Party at all, because they came down on him, the SEC, the banks, all the people that are trying to vie for the future of your mind, your body, and soul. They gave him a run. They were messing with him. Now, there's two parts to Elon Musk. He could be either a sleeper that has endeared himself, gets all the platforms, and you got to kind of be very, very wary of people who gets that visual platform constantly. The other thing is that he could be working on the down low against the deep state, because if he buys and he goes after Twitter and he takes over Twitter, I know that based upon what they did to him, that he's going to open that platform up, which is the biggest platform for communicating amongst us, the useless eaters. If he opens that platform up, it means that platform now can actually work as a truth and freedom conduit, where everybody can say what they need to say, especially when it comes to the war that is being conducted against us on a covert level. Because the ones fighting on the covert level have put up their sentinels to block. You have people like Snopes and these other people. These are actually intelligence agencies that are fronting the information gateway so that they will block any news that contradicts the narrative that they want everyone to know is the new narrative. And that new narrative is you can walk blindly just peering into your iPad or your iPhone, and you'll be walking blindly into this new form of prison. And you won't know that it's a prison because our children will be so acclimated to the machinery that they become dependent on that they will never, that there will be no more history, because you won't have to study history anymore. And the one who is actually doing that is this dude named Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro has been going up against ignorant Negroes who don't know our history and have only studied the twistery. And he's over there acting as a shill to pretend that racism no longer exists, to pretend that systemic racism never existed. But he's not going up against our elders, the ones who know the truth about it. He's going up against these people in colleges, young blacks, and people who don't know, or the ones who's following Black Lives Matter, who don't know S from Shinola about anything having to do with the struggle from the 60s going up here to forward. They circumvent the struggle by bringing a Black Lives Matter to act as a off-ramp to fool people to go and follow those people. But they were funded by Bloomberg, they were funded by Soros, by Rothschild, by Rockefeller. You see them building up and living in a big mansion, some $6 million mansion or $1 million mansion that they bought with all of the donations that they got. Okay? So what you're dealing with Elon Musk is if he works for the so-called white knights, it means that he's opening up a conduit of communication. If he takes over, he's firing all those people. He's making it private. And that also is dangerous. But based on where his mind is at and who he's working for, because him and Trump are working together. That's who's actually getting ready to run against Obama. It's Trump against Obama in the 24 election, because it's Obama that's actually pulling the strings of this doddering fool we got there, the occupier of the White House. So Elon Musk is a kind of he's a double agent until I know better.
Indeed. Sorry for the noise, family, on my behalf. Let's get to another question. Like I said, we are, and shout out to Dr. Valentine, is getting a lot of love tonight. Somebody, y'all leave in the comments, just sent a financial gift. Dr. Valentine, love and light to you and your wife. They will greatly appreciate that. Shout out to everybody. I'm gonna post this again. Like I said, we're doing a fundraising for Dr. Valentine tonight. He's being attacked on so many fronts, and I promised the doc years ago I got his back when I first told him about Cash App. So it's my job to now, since the Cash App has been taken, tell y'all to help him out via PayPal now. The brother has been so influential and so helpful during this whole experiment starting in 2020 with the whole Jabberwocky, and you'll know what I'm talking about. They attacked all of us, and the brother has been a tremendous help to the whole community. Yes, so everybody, Apollinia, the $5 gift, he is greatly appreciated. Everything is appreciated. We have over 2,000 people in the building. We are doing a fundraising for the good doctor. All right, let's get to the next question while we're doing this fundraiser for the good doctor. It's going to be a Q&A, a live Q&A with the people. Aaliyah, I see your question, Aaliyah. The Jabberwocky questions, you have to hit them up on the 1-800 number. We need to support this brother. This show cannot be taken down. Hit him up on the 1-800 number if you have any Jabberwocky questions. Let's get to this question right here. What is he being attacked by the brown anus chakra? I don't even know. I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta be a little better with your questions, man. Come on, family. I got a master teacher on here. Don't come with that bullshit. Don't do that. All right. What's the science behind ritualistic murders? Why isn't there any blood? What you think about that question, Doc?
I'm not sure how that question is formed for the answer that you might be looking for, but I'll try. As far as ritualistic murders, you got to remember that we're dealing with a coven of people who are following an old superstitious, route to power. That is the sacrifice and the use of human blood, which essentially is a liquid crystal that carries a very powerful energy. It carries billions upon billions of life force energies in each cell. So you can, for instance, use the human body as a kind of mixing bullet. You know, that thing that you put in there and you shake it up, or it goes up and it mixes together all the fruits to come up with a particular liquid. Well, you could do that with the human being by frightening and causing great fear, especially in children, and have them create that adrenochrome out of the blood. So what you're doing is you're amplifying a lot of the spiritual energy that is inherent within the blood, and then causing those who partake of that blood to essentially be to experience what it's like to be dead or be outside of the body by drinking it. So you have an understanding of a hyper body experience that is akin to dying, but while you're in the flesh and still alive. So the blood is very important, and it's used in sacrifice because of its power, because it is a crystallized energy, because it's a consciousness unto itself, and because it is melanin, concentrated melanin that has been purified or has been qualified through your own individual consciousness. And it has within it, as the root, it has the iron, which is the root, which goes back to the molecule carbon. So all of it is the single hydrogen cell, a hydrogen molecule, hydrogen atom that is qualified into through the melanin being the expressed intelligence of hydrogen, and then that hydrogen taking on all of the intentions and all of the instructions of your own soul matrix to create your own blood. And of course, you share that particular matrix with other souls, which is why certain blood types have certain consciousness and others don't. And so certain blood types are actually certain consciousness, the rotation of the atom, the rotation of the where that particular intention lies is all in the blood. So blood essentially is as again, a liquid crystal, just like you have a quartz, just like you have tourmaline, all these different crystals, these crystals you see that are in the earth, these are the resonating consciousness of the earth. The crystals they dig out are part of the consciousness of the planet, which a lot of people are saying, well, we're not going to be mining any more of those crystals, because essentially what you're doing is you're ripping up the consciousness of the planet. And then when they put the railroads across it, they just screwed up the natural flow of the earth's consciousness energy as it's circled with the sun. These lines that are cutting right across it interfere with that consciousness, which also interferes with our connection to the earth.
Mm. Let's get to the next question. Baba, do you believe in the parallel universe? If so, who is the most high in those dimensions?
Most High is constant in all dimensions around and through existence. There is there is no place where it is not. And I never say he or she, it is an it. We always say it is raining, it is hot, it is
Mm,
cold.
mm,
Well, when we say it, we are actually talking about God, the one
mm,
most high.
mhm,
So the parallel universe is the invisible that precedes the visible. Right now, parallel to you is an invisible realm that is feeding your realm, the realm that we call matter. It that hmm, I want to put you into the higher metaphysics of the frame as we did last time. But as I said to you, time and thought are one. But time essentially conditions itself as the ether. And the ether now conditions itself as the four elements: fire, air, water, and earth. So your thought process essentially has the ability to traverse vibrational envelopes. Those are your parallel universes,
mhm,
vibrational envelopes that exist right around you. They were telling you, your ancestors were telling you, that you don't have to travel off into outer space. You already have the machine. You have the space ship
mm,
within. It's inner space, not outer space. There is no
mhm,
outer space. It's an inner space journey.
Mm-hmm.
That inner space journey is the conduit, the journey to the parallel universe. We're so busy looking outside the way that the Vatican wants us to, the way that those who are the mind trickers and the ones who manipulate the illusion in NASA. I'm going to be talking about that on the 5th as well, too. How our consciousness is being manipulated and what that manipulation has now caused us, and how they are maintaining that illusion and keeping it in place through people like, through the organizations like NASA, the government, everything. But your journey is supposed to be within everything. This is heaven and earth right here. This is the church that you worship in. The organs for you to vibrate give you all of the music you need to hear internally.
Talk to.
That will give you that conduit to yourself. So don't look for a parallel universe based upon Star Trek or Star Wars. All of that is to keep you in their bubble. The true parallel universe is within.
Hey, what you just talked about reminded me. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Valentine. He has a monthly show on my Patreon now, family. It's called Metaphysical Gems. Episode 1 was called Sacred Geometry and the Creation of the Universe, and it was absolutely amazing. What he just said reminded me of that zone he was in. This is some advanced metaphysical stuff. And the show is really to inspire people to sign up for his university. But it's listen, family, it's something you don't want to miss. It's something he's going to be doing once a month on Patreon. So shout out to everybody who's a Patreon member and who's going to be able to see Metaphysical Gems. We had episode 1 in April. Episode 2 is coming in May. So we're going to have a whole new topic in May. But Dr. Valentine has a advanced show on my Patreon called Metaphysical Gems. So shout out to all the Patreons. And it's some good stuff for those who are really, 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 really serious about tapping in. Like he said, there's no outer space. It's all about inner space. So that inner space, yeah. This is the show you're going to want to sign up for to see. All right, family? And with that being said, let's get to the next question. Is it true that CERN is back and active? I've been hearing that from several people, Doc. Is CERN back on? What's up with CERN?
CERN was never inactive. They actually dialed down the publicity, not the machine. See?
Fact.
And the reason why we've been seeing all these lights in the sky, they're trying to open those portals that connect with Iraq. It connects with Iraq and New Mexico.
What's wrong, Doc? You got what portals is that, Doc? Doc, you come on. What portals? What are you talking about?
Well,
Iraq and New Mexico. What you talking about, Doc?
Well, you got to remember, I told you how time works. Time is thought. And once you understand thought, you can actually traverse time. You can actually go into those parallel universes where you go. You see, each one of us are vessels to that particular inner space that not only exists inside of us, but inside of the earth, inside of existence itself. There's everything that you can perceive with your senses is part of the illusion. That's the cover. What you don't see and can't see, which is inaccessible unless you understand how to tweak the body and get it right. That's where you are going when you get into your meditation. And that's the door that opens when your pineal, the first eye, is open. So the portals that we're talking about, these openings that they're messing with, remember I said that time and thought are all one. And I said that if you understand how time and thought works, you can time travel. Well, remember, all of your thoughts don't go anywhere since it's all energy. And since energy and thought are the same, then there is no destruction to that. Okay? The reason why they're in control right now is because they have now latched on to the Akashic record that they created through blood and through torture and through pain and through suffering and that type. That's what's right now permeating the Akasha. But it needs to be consistently fed with terror in order for it to be maintained. So you have to understand that the reason how our ancestors traveled through planes is using the energy that the thought that registers in the Akasha That particular place now, since thought and time are the same, time traveling to forward because of potential, you go into potential time, and then you go into actual time. And actual time is in the past. Time that's how do I call it now? Transient is present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it's being formulated now. There's no exactitude to what time is now, only what it is that we brought to this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all there is. Whatever we can potentially do based upon the direction that our thought processes are being made to carve out that particular pathway to that event, to that eventuality. That's what they want to do with the new machine. This is what they want to do with AI, to marginalize the thought process of the planet so that it leads the planet and consciousness to where they want the control. But we, you and I, the people who are here, and those of us who know something is wrong, are fighting that by showing to the people that time, space, all these relative things, they are being manipulated by science to make you believe that the mathematical equations that they've put down is somehow the correct measure by which you come into that spiritual space. No, they know that. They know that all the mathematical gobbledygook is to maintain the material world. Has nothing to do with the spiritual world. Okay, that's what the ancestors, what's his name, Gatapati, when he was talking, when I think if you saw the first one when we did Metaphysical Gems, when we were speaking about Ka'ala,
Ka'ala, yeah.
Ka'alam, yes,
Yeah.
that science is dealing with thought, time, space, and understanding how they work in relative time as well as in time as an exactitude. I know it sounds a little crazy because I can't bring you to this space where my brain is, but I'm going to try to kind of explain around it. But the Akashic records is where all your thoughts are, which means that the timestamp for all of our actions, as well as the timestamp for where humanity is headed, is there. And they've tapped in.
Yeah, fam, this is it. This is it. This is listen, man, I get hyped when I hear this. Family, I keep this. This is what I'm into personally, family. When that's why I was so excited when he started talking about this on the Patreon. I'm gonna post the brothers PayPal again. The PayPal is in the chat room right again. I'm gonna post this question, but before he answers this question, okay. So the PayPal is in the chat room again. I just posted it. I'm gonna share it on the screen, but I'm gonna ask this question before I share it on the screen. Dr. Valentine, they want to know what's your thoughts on a fake sun in China, Dr. Valentine.
Yeah, the sun is it's our food source for the soul. The sun is what feeds us the natural materials. The sun creates a particular type of material based on the plasma that is in the compression zone we call third density. What covers us is a field tangent that we call our atmosphere. That field tangent is filled with solar material that we breathe in, that becomes the foundational minerals that stoke the electrical component of our life in our bodies. The natural sun feeds us not only on the physical realm, but it feeds to open us up on the metaphysical realm. That's what all that sun gazing is about. We used to do the sun gazing back for a lot of my older students. We were the first ones to do the sun gazing that I remember doing after reading and knowing that our African brothers and our native brothers here, they all did sun gazing. That's old science. And what that did was it used to flush out all of the blocks that are in the chakras. And I used to tell people that one of the ways that they can do a self-analysis to find out which one of their chakras are blocked is to do some sun gazing in the early mornings or in the late evenings. Do some sun gazing, and when a specific color comes up in your eye, some people get red, yellow, some gets blues, some people get the swims, some people get all these different colors. When they get a specific color that's predominant, it means that that's where the blockage or the overemphasis of your thoughts are in that chakra. So the sun is a revelator. It is always, when it comes back, that's why it was celebrated. Every religion is a sun religion. Every worship is sun worship. I don't care what you call the God. Allah, Amen, Jesus, Unkulunkulu. All of it is based upon what the Son of God gave us to come into the knowledge of self. And coming into the knowledge of self is connecting us directly to the creator of the self, who then learns of its self through our experiences. So the reason why they're putting up an artificial sun is in order to circumvent and possibly use it as a weapon to go over different countries, to dry out their crops, to wipe out their water. You saw it in the first Batman. They had a machine that dried up all the water, evaporated it, and they told you that the military used it. So China now, China's suffering for food. They can't feed 1 billion people. They're suffering for food, which is why they want to buy up the land over here. They need places to grow food in order to feed their people. So I would suggest to everyone that they understand that the artificial sun is going to be used to block out the natural energy waveforms that feed us not only on the physical realm, but on the metaphysical realm, as well as on the chakra realm. Because essentially it contains all of the spectrum colors. This artificial sun doesn't contain the spectrum colors. It only contains maybe 1 or 2 spectrums. We can possibly break it down. I would like to see what that artificial sun looks like through a prism. What are its emanating energies? Does it emanate the same pure light? Does it give the same kind of healing energies? Does it warm and cause growth, or is it used as a weapon? Some people say that the Chinese, and well as the certain governments, are talking about the fact that the sun goes inert every 13,000 years, and that the artificial sun is supposed to take over after the so-called real sun dials down and has to be rebooted. Just like they say the moon is supposedly just a ship, a hollow ship. They got you with that one with Halle Berry coming up with that movie, talking about moon something. They're all giving you little bits of the secret.
Doc, before we get to the next question, listen, family. Let me put my thing on. Family, we have over 3,000 people. We got about 3,300 people in here. Listen, I see some of you still asking about Doc's Cash App. His Cash App has been taken from him. He has been banned from several platforms. I've asked in the beginning, and I understand people are just coming in. I've asked everybody in the chat today, everybody, all 3,300 of you, to donate to the doctor, to the elders, PayPal. He doesn't have Cash App. It's been taken from him. Why? You guess it. Guess it for a number of reasons. But I asked that for right now. Before, don't tell me about he should do this for right now to support the brother. I asked that everybody, over 3,000 of you, to contribute to his PayPal. It's on the screen. Don't tell me no slick shit. I've heard this. I see the slick shit in the comments about Brother Rich. You listen. All I need y'all to do is to support his PayPal, kemetearth@gmail.com. KEMETEARTH@gmail.com. That's what I would like everybody to do. whether it's $1 or whether it's $1,000, whether it's 5,000. Celebrities watch this channel, whether they want to admit it or not. Some of them admit it, some of them don't. Some of them admit it, some of them don't. Donate 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, whatever to this brother, not to me. And I wouldn't know, and this brother wouldn't say nothing. But donate to the brother's PayPal right now. He needs the support. This is our elder. We're not gonna wait till he dies and then wear his face on a t-shirt. We got the Dr. Valentine's face on a t-shirt. I love that brother. You know how we do. I loved him. Oh my God, I would die for him, Doctor. And we ain't gonna do that shit. Oh my God, that nigga Doctor. We're so dramatic. We're so dramatic. We will wear his face on a shirt, but we won't support him. Because support him does not induce dramatic shit. It doesn't get the dopamine flowing in our body. We want that dopamine. So if you want dopamine, go somewhere else. We're not, this ain't the place for dopamine, right? If you want your dopamine fix, go. This is not the gossip channel. We're supporting the elder. We're not going to support him with his face on the shirt, because that's dopamine. All you're doing is getting dopamine by doing that. But by giving this brother a donation, you know what? You're actually supporting the brother. And that's what matters. KevinEarth@gmail.com. It's on the screen. And I'm also going to share it on the I got the other link. I'm going to put it on the link right now. While I do that, let's get to another question. We got Blue Pill want to say a few words real quick, but not right now. But he's so inspired. He's going to say a few words to the good doctor. This is a fundraiser for the doc family. I'm clapping it up. This is a fundraiser for an elder while he's alive. Motherfuckers, he ain't dead. He ain't dead. We ain't got to wait till our elders die while he's alive, family. Come on now. We don't do this shit while he's dead. We do this while he's alive. There's about to be 3,500 people in the building. This man changed the whole paradigm. The whole paradigm is based on what he's talking about. Everything's metaphysical now. Everybody want to talk metaphysical now. Who you think was talking this 30 years ago? So with that being said, family, let's get to the next question. And I thank y'all, all of y'all, for joining us tonight and participating. And I'm just the obnoxious one because Doc is humble and he's laid back. But the youth got to be a little obnoxious for the elders. This is what we have to do for the elders. And when I'm 60, 70, somebody's supposed to be 30, 20, 40 doing this for me. They're supposed to be like a little mouse. They're supposed to be, that's how we do it.
Indeed.
So that's what I'm doing for the brother. So let's get to the next question. Doc, this is a good one. Is marijuana legalization a distraction? So many brothers happy marijuana is legal. Doc, what you got to say about that?
Well, I don't think it's a distraction. I think it's it's more of a business opportunity for white people to actually capitalize on something that has been marketed for 1,000 years. Remember, we talked about the story of why it is that it was illegalized, so to speak. It was done by a mogul, a newspaper mogul, who created a myth around marijuana. He used a song, a war song from Pancho Villa, La Cucaracha. Yo no puedo caminar, I believe it, and down inside of the second line of second verse, it was something had to do with marijuana or mariana. And what happened is, this is William Randolph Hearst, by the way. William Randolph Hearst was a newspaper mogul who had bought up a part of the forest in the the Northwest. And because he had a newspaper, he wanted to corner the market on paper to make newspapers. So what he did was, at that time, there was also the use of hemp to make paper, but it also made hundreds of other things too: clothing, hats, houses. It was used. When you see the word cannabis sativa, the word sativa means helpful to humanity, and we've used it so many different ways that because the hemp industry was a challenge and a competition, he started yellow journalism. He was the first one to start yellow journalism. In other words, creating and using gossip as news. And so he put out the gossip that this was a devil weed, something that actually mellows you down, whereas alcohol gets you crazy. They switched that up. So marijuana was then now made unlawful, all because of William Randolph Hearst. And now it's coming back because the United States is in dire need of an economy. And if you notice, we have so many of our brothers and sisters in jail for selling this, whereas now whites can actually petition and get licenses to promote it as a medicinal. Where are the brothers who essentially opened up a market amongst us that can actually now grow their own, have the land, because we don't own land. We may have some in Jamaica, but we can't export and import. So know that, yes, it could be a distraction and a legalization, but who's going to benefit from it? Because the illegalization of it sure didn't have us benefiting from it. But the legalization now has whites benefiting from it more than ever before now. They've given them an underground economy that they brought to the surface, and they've gotten very sophisticated with it. So if it's a distraction, possibly. But I know that it was always a way to criminalize a certain section of society, just as they criminalized crack over cocaine. And they put us away with far stringent measures and times for just these little crack cocaine that they made. All of it being a plan to make sure that we stay in our place, which is why it's necessary for us to understand what it is to be in this society and to be under their corporate structure with your all capitalized letter name. You know, if for all of you all who are into the Bible, you know, come out of Babylon, as the Rastas say. Get yourself a UCC or find your autochthonous identity and get out of it, because the United States is bankrupt, and those who are holding on to those bonds with all capital letter names, those are the ones they're going to come after.
Mm-hmm. Next question, Doc. What's good for protein? Good question.
Protein is made from the combination of foods that create amino acids. Amino acids are what create the protein, create the proteins that you need. And they're the ones, the amino acids are actually what are like little crystals that station themselves along the DNA. This is why it's so important for you to have the proper amount of food, the type of live foods that actually create the proper combinations that bring together to create the what we call the complex proteins. These only take place when you're eating the proper foods. And so if you're eating the proper foods, drinking pure water, and staying away from the sugar and the salts and these things, then your body can then deal with creating these amino acids, getting the amino acids from your digestive process, and then they combining together to create the complex proteins that you need. You don't need to eat a protein in order to create a protein. You don't eat a cow in order for you to get the protein from the cow, because the protein you're eating is specialized protein. It may act to stimulate a protein response in you, but it is robbing you of essential vital force that is taking away the energy that you would need to create those proper amino acids to create the proper complex proteins.
Indeed. Blue Pill, I seen you try to log in. You're gonna have to try again. For some reason, your audio and video did not connect, Blue. So, Blue, if you could hear me right now, try to log in again, so we could get that going on. Yeah, I don't think he knows about this, but people keep asking this. They want to know, what do you know about Bobby Hemet? They want to know is he.
I've been waiting for some kind of call from Linda, who was his wife at that time. I'm not sure what's going on. I do know that good brother Panic was the closest to him because he was Bobby's acolyte, and I'm not sure what's going on. I don't have Linda's number. I've been asking around for people to give me some kind of information that would get me there. Thank you, Brother Carlos. What happens is that I've been trying to get in contact with him. I wanted to help him, or maybe give a little bit of my finances over to him to help him out. But nobody's been getting in contact with him. Even Brother Panic says he can't get in contact with him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, I don't have much to report on it. I wish I did, sincerely, because I love that brother. And, he was one of our fallen soldiers, one of our more powerful soldiers. We were back to back, side by side in the beginning.
Man.
And we wreaked hell on the establishment. And it's so sad to see a good soldier like that taken out of the battle, because we need him now.
Indeed. I remember that era. That era was unbelievable. It was magnificent. Oh my God. Like, it was, I took it for granted.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, I took it for granted. So shout out to the brother Bobby Hemet, Dr.
Indeed.
Valentine, for doing what they did. Once again, family, well, let me get to the next question and then be obnoxious again. Let me get to this next question, family. What energy can we expect from this solar eclipse plus the new moon on April 30th, Doc?
Well, when you're dealing with a solar eclipse, you're dealing with a dispersing or an attenuation of energies. This is the time for you to do the things that you would normally not do, like psychic work. At that time, portals open because the sun essentially is a kind of antithetical to psychic work. That's why it's best done at night. You need cold energy to do psychic work. That's why the moon gives off a cold energy, whereas the sun gives off a hot one. When there is a solar eclipse, that's a doorway that doesn't open in the nighttime. You're having a doorway in the daytime for you to do some serious work at that point. You see, so if you're into meditation and if you're into going into that inner journey within, that's a good time to that particular moment. It usually takes about maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes for the solar eclipse before it travels past again, and the moon. And what you got is a portal. Use that portal within, because the sun complex, what do they call this area here, family?
Solar plexus.
There you go. So the sun center is here. So what you do is to channel your energy towards the point here. And there is a kind of, if you were to look at the solar plexus, you will see a bundle of nerves here that travel out. And it's in here that the Bible speaks about. They call this place here the manger. This is where the sun seed is fed. There's a lunar seed and a sun seed. And this is where the waters of the, what they call the River Jordan, empties into the Sea of Galilee. The River Jordan is your spinal column's fluid that has a cerebral spinal fluid, they call it. That cerebral spinal fluid is, in the Bible, it's called the River Jordan. River Jordan empties into the Sea of Galilee. And it is within the solar plexus where the lunar seed, at every 29th day of the month, or every day of the month when you were born, at that particular time, a lunar seed is created that travels all the way down. And this is what is taught in our school. And it sits at the top left of your kidneys. If it is not lost in sexual excess, it then continues its travel to the other side and then is raised up 3 days later to sit at the right hand of the Father. After it does that 12 times, that's what they talk about in the Bible as the 144,000 that will be saved.
Amazing. We got our brother Blue Pill. Blue Pill, Blue Pill, can you
Oh
hear
my
us?
goodness gracious!
Blue Pill, you
Peace, I
there?
can hear you.
You done strapped that horse up right there, horse.
Yeah, Blue Pill got the cowboy hat on. Blue Pill, listen, Blue Pill.
Scorpio, yeah. You
We
know,
doing,
we
we doing,
Scorpioed
we
out
doing,
today.
we doing a fundraising for the good brother, a live fundraiser for the good brother, Dr. Phil
Yes.
Valentine. If the other folks could do it for their people, we could do
Yes.
it for our people, our master
Absolutely.
teachers. And the brother
Yeah.
had his Cash App. He's not able to be on Cash App right now.
Okay.
So I'm asking everybody if they can support the brother, go to his PayPal.
Right.
And I contacted you, and I know you want to say a few words. So go ahead, Blue Pill, talk to us real quick.
Yeah.
My brother.
The brother, he was speaking my language. I heard 144,000, so I just I got a little excited, you know. And for me to be excited about my journey, right, I have to be excited about Doc's journey, because my journey and his journey are intertwined. So people are here, they're able to benefit from the light and the love and everything else that we bring from up above to the family here on this particular plane. You know, a lot of that was made possible. The seed that was planted, the cornerstone that I laid when I was a student in this brother's classroom, and he made a plea to say, I don't want this information to, quote unquote, not necessarily die with me, but if there's no one in this audience that is of age that could take this information into the future, then the information is in peril. So I was imperiled to get on my horse and get on my job and get out there and lay foundational bricks and stones, right, for the love that I had for this individual's information, who I didn't even know on a personal level, but the way that his information spoke to me and what it did for me at the time of my life when I needed to stop playing cowboys and Indians in the street. And I had a love for my cousin who was doing 10 years because we was out there playing cowboys and Indians in the street. And I saw the value in the genius of an A.A. Rashid, and I saw the value in the genius of a Valentine. So me saying, I'm not only building a stage and running a play to make sure that the young people come in and hear what he has to say, we also can set a play for my brother A.A. when he came home from all the way up. Yay. You dig what I'm saying? And all of that happened. And billions of people have been able to benefit from it. You can't put a quantification on the amount of people who have benefited from the light that came by way of what we call the conscious community. And had I not been impassioned and imperiled to say, we got to do something to make sure that this information that I value, because I know is life-saving and sustaining because of what it did for me, I said we have to make sure that this information gets to our demographic, our peer groups, you know what I'm saying? And I think that we have been successful, and none of us, because it's a labor of love, we should be trillionaires at this particular time, right? Because the value that we have put onto this planet during the age of darkness, when the energy is at a super low level, I told people, can you name one incident at one of our events where somebody got harmed, right? There was probably, you know, a lot of, some people might have got their mental scrambled, but in terms of physical force, nobody kills one another in this community. This is the most peaceful community on the planet.
Ever. Nobody ever got harmed. Ever.
We're not putting, right, the Amish community's off the hook right now. You feel me? The Hasidic community got murders in it. You can't say that about the conscious community.
That's a great point. That's a
right?
great point,
You don't
Blue.
put one and two together.
That's a
I
great
keep my
point.
finger on the pulse because I was there from day one. I was there.
Yeah.
So I know what this man means. I know what his value is, and you can't put a number on it. Point blank, period. Right? So we have to open our hearts and we have to open our wallets, our pockets, to make sure that we lend value to where it is well deserving, because that will always return on our investment exponentially. So
thank you.
that's
Blue.
what I have to offer.
Thank you, Blue.
You know,
thank you for the offer.
I did my first sermon as Pope Pablo. And in my ministries, my mineral ministries are in full effect. Because what I understood about my mineral ministries is that there were 43 verses in the Bible that spoke about crystals and minerals, and none of them were negative. So I said, look, I said, if we are minerals, then men are rich.
Yeah.
Right? If we are minerals, then men are rich, because that is the material wealth in this planet. Okay? We are all trillionaires. You can't evaluate somebody when they're in time of need to say what they're worth and what they're not. No, you're worth your weight in gold, and better yet, you are worth your word. Your word is what your word is, because your word is your bond, and you're bonded by your word. So it's even more than gold. Right? And this man's words have moved mountains. It has raised the dead. It has done everything that all the mythology has spoken. We can speak about people in real time that we know that have achieved the things that most people just wonder about. And with that, my brothers, I want to say peace, love, and light.
Beautiful, bro. Thank you.
And let's be generous in this affair, because the brother has given nothing but pure love and pure light. All right.
Thank you, Blue. I appreciate it. All right. I'm gonna share before I share his the PayPal information again. Let me post the next question on the link, because I don't want to lose that question. Let me share this again. Yeah, I just shared his it's a PayPal. For those who are coming in late, obviously we have almost 4,000 people in the building. Doc's Cash App has been taken from him. We're not dependent on institutions. We're grassroots. We move on our own accord. We are gods and goddesses, and we're going to support our elders. We're going to take care of our elders at this point. I'm going to be obnoxious, and I'm going to annoy you and tell you that you should support the elders. Even if you get mad at me, you're going to support the elders. You know what I'm saying? So, Doc, make sure you support the brother here. I just posted his PayPal. While he answers this question, I'm gonna put it on the screen again. Doc, the next question is, what they want to know what water you're drinking, because everybody, there's so many options right now. Everybody know, well, what water you drinking? Is it Essentia? Is it Mountain Valley Spring? Is it Poland? Is it Deer Park? Is it this? Doc, what water you drinking, Doc? Please tell the people.
Well, I'll tell you.
Or give them advice about water, period. You know what I'm saying?
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, first of all, I want to thank brother Blue Pill for
Thank you, Blue.
Thank you, Blue, for everything.
Thank
and
you.
I say we are beyond trillionaires. We are thrillionaires, and we are going to go after the thrill of ascension. So yes, we are dealing with energy, powerful energy, and with brothers and sisters like yourselves. This message will not die. It will always find the right vessel to echo through, and with you brothers and sisters, definitely, it's echoing through some very powerful, I guess, avatars. As far as the water is concerned, I like to get the best kind of water. I have about, I don't know if you saw one of my webinars where I show I have 3 separate jugs for purifying my water. And the last water that I have has what is called a hydrogen filter, an H2, not only O2, but H2O2 filter. So I like hydrogenating my water. The water that you want to get also does not have to be exclusively alkaline, because we need the balance. That's what it's called, potential hydrogen balance of acid and alkaline. Too much acid, you definitely have problems. Too much alkaline, you have too much problems. So the water that you would take, to be cautious, I usually use magnetics. I have certain stones that I put at the bottom of my water. The shungite stone, after it's charged in the sun, I then take that and put that at the bottom of my water bottle, water containers, And the last container I have is a filter that deals with hydrogenating the water. When the water becomes hydrogenated, it gets into the cells faster. And that's what they do to water that they say becomes, they have these new kinds of water that they say permeates the cell very well. Well, you can get that type of water. I think they have it at Whole Foods. You can actually get the water that penetrates the cell, and make sure that you use that type of water on your shower as well. They have shower covers because you don't want to be drinking water and then get in the shower where it gets into your skin, because your skin is actually absorbing water as well when you get into the shower. Your skin is very porous, and water gets in there as well. It filters through the epidermal layer and into your bloodstream quite as it's kept. So what you want to do is you want to have something on your shower as well, like we do here. And you put that in there and you change that. They have these very high potency ones that filter out damn near everything. And that's the best I can do, because if you're living in a city, you're living in a toxic environment to begin with. And so you want to make sure that the type of water you get, because they're going to give you all kind of water. Water is water until you create and you have it. Say, the best way to get it is if you're on the top of a high mountain and it falls down as snow, or you get the water from the rain up top there. But today, if you're going into cities and places where they're spraying and where they're using artificial seedings of the clouds and so forth, you have to definitely be very cautious about the water that you drink. 3 pitchers, one that's that you can get in the store. I forgot the name of the ones. My wife gets them. But go into either Amazon or go into, just do a Google search and look for a filter that you could put into your water filter, into your water jug, that actually has that hydrogenates your water supply.
Indeed. Let's get to the next question.
And by the way, if you see my skin, yeah, I'm in my 70s.
Go ahead, Doc.
That's because the water you drink is very important.
Yes, sir.
You see?
Hey, Doc, I've heard people say that drinking fruit water is more important than worrying about the alkaline of all these spring waters.
Yeah.
So is fruit water more important?
Fruit water is perfect, because when I was a boy in the West Indies, coconut water was the one we opened up our days with.
Yeah.
If you got fresh coconut, that's what you drink. First, that cleans you out all the way through, your kidneys, liver, everything. You can get fresh coconut water. And then you heat up the skin in order for you to get the protection for the inner lining and give you the probiotics. The coconut is like a whole food. You have to be careful of using it, but that's like a whole food in itself.
Excellent. Let's get to the next question. They want to know, where did it go? How do these movies we see give us information on what's coming, and how should we study them and in return study ourselves?
Yeah, it's a good question. The movies are telling you, see, the Illuminati has to tell you what they're going to do. That's part of the ritual. Because if they just do it without making an announcement, it will come back at them. The consciousness of the people, even though it's on the subconscious level, have to be in agreement with what they are about to do. The way they get you to agree is for you to be entertained and entertained with what it is they want you to think and how they want you to react as they begin to implement their new strategies. So they will tell you way in advance exactly what to do, where they're going. I mean, they've been talking about artificial intelligence through Star Trek for the longest. And now that it's here, it's like, oh, okay, because I saw it in Star Trek. So you have to look out. The movies are telling you exactly what they're going to be doing. That's what Bobby and myself and Dr. Blair and a lot of the younger brothers and sisters who are out here who are actually doing the work, that's what I did when I did The Matrix back in 1999. I was telling you how it is that they're going to tell you what they got ready to put you into. In 1999, they told you you're going to be in the matrix, or that you already are in the matrix. And now that they perfected it, it becomes a reality, and we're just walking along. We have our computer. We're part of the matrix here, and pretty soon this will be in here. And we won't need to be talking to anybody. All we got to do is just do this, and we're talking to our moms or our woman and whoever it is, any place we are. We're going to be cyberdized. We're going to be in the Cyberdyne system that they talked about in Terminator. We're already in there.
Once again, family, we're doing a donation of fundraising for the good doctor who has had his Cash App taken from him, and the whole family has been supporting the brother tonight. If you're coming in late, it's your opportunity to donate to the brother's PayPal. He had his Cash App snatched from him, and as we all know, this elder is a gem, a jewel to our community, precious. He can't be quantified. So make sure you donate to the brother's PayPal. I just posted it in the comment section. I'm putting it on the screen in the section on the screen in a second. But in the meantime, family, make sure you donate to the brother. Make sure you support the brother. Let's get to the next question. They want to know, how or can you prevent or slow the progression of Alzheimer's or dementia?
Very good question. Yes.
And Doc, before you answer that, Doc, family, if you got some questions, post the questions. We're gonna end this soon, but I want to raise a little more money for the good doctor. But post your questions, and we're gonna answer a couple of more questions, family. All right? But we want to make sure Doc is good. And when I got this thing when I see our elders being mistreated by the system, it bothers me. So y'all see what I did with Sister Myra. Y'all see what I did with Professor James Smalls. You know, I'm gonna take care of our elders. So I need Doc to be taken care of. So we're going to take a couple of more questions, family. But go ahead, Doc. I'm sorry.
No problem. The erosion, first of all, you have to deal with the psychospiritual dealings with progressions of dementia and Alzheimer's. Know that Alzheimer's and dementia is a retreating of the spirit from the flesh. It's a regression back to the time when it's a giving up. It's a saying, I no longer want to be in control of the avatar because the avatar has met with too many trials, too many disappointments, so many hurts and pains that there's a point now that I've reached where I am no longer going to fight. I'm going to abdicate, and then now I'm going to regress back to my childhood. I'm going to regress back to the time when people took care of me, gave me instructions, told me what to do, and so forth. It's a resignation of being in the race. Understand that, and you'll understand Alzheimer's from the spiritual level. Now, depending on the diet and the specific types of things that the people are connected to, you have to look at the connection to aluminum, for example. If the people were connected to aluminum, and there are certain parasites, of course, that play a part in that. And there is a specific erosion of a particular neural conduit that deals with cognizance in the frontal lobe. And what happens is there is a toxicity or an incursion of heavy metals that gets into that area that causes ischemic strokes that begin to shut down blood supplies to specific areas, and that particular area begins to atrophy. And then, and usually when I used to put people or elders on detoxes for heavy metals, that started, if it was in time, of course, that started the reversal, or at least they began to become a little bit more lucid and communicative. But diet was very important. Genetics are very important as well. And it isn't that we're imprisoned by our genetics. Please understand that. I say genetics because the family genetics that we are born into, that we choose to be born into, is based upon the the trials that we create to ourselves in previous lives. So the family has a consciousness stream that we dip in and out of life, physical life, spiritual, physical, metaphysical. And because we are caught in that family's consciousness stream, the consciousness karma intermixes, and we are choosing the family that we come through based upon that template that must resonate closest to us, so that when we come through, we carry that on our soul. And our life lessons are based upon what we have carried from the previous life and is inscarred upon the soul. That's why the ancient ancestors, the Kemeteu, when they showed you the funerary scene for the judgment, they used to have a feather in the heart, because that's where the soul sits. The soul sits in the heart. So if the heart is heavy, it means that you carry the burden of things that you have had to deal with that you could not resolve while you were in the flesh. So it becomes almost like a scar on the soul that the soul needs to come back into in order to resolve that situation through whatever crucible that you choose based upon the body you choose, the crucible you choose, which would be Alzheimer's, it would be heart, high blood pressure, diabetes, different types of diseases are representative of the particular thought patterns and pains that we injured ourselves with based upon our interpretation of that particular experience. So when you understand that, then you understand what it is about karma, and you understand that sometimes the people that you see on the street that don't give a damn about wanting to get a new car, a new house, they're living on the street in the garbage, they done gave up. They no longer, some of these people ain't coming back anymore because there's nothing here that's holding them down. You see, our need to be successful, our need to have the big house, our need to have that becomes an energy pattern in itself that needs fulfillment, because we create that. It has a cause and the effect. If the effect doesn't happen while we are alive, we carry that into the next life.
Man, you dropping jewels, family. The brother's doing his thing, what he always does. This is our master teacher here, family. Before we get to the next question, we're winding down, family. I'm gonna take 2 more questions, then we're gonna get out of here. 2 more, and then we're gonna get out of here. Before I do, once again, family, I'm posting the brother's PayPal in the chat. Make sure if you came in late, we're almost 4,000 deep. It's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. Fox News will like that. All these CNN will like that. These major stations, they will like that. We're not a major station, and we got that. So we're important. Don't let nobody fool you. We're important.
Yes, we are.
We are important, and Doc is important. And Doc is a jewel in our community, and he has led the way for so many years, and he has made it possible for so many teachers. Support the brother. I posted his PayPal. They took his Cash App. Support the brother, family, on his PayPal. I'm gonna post his next question, and then I'm gonna put his PayPal on the screen. But make sure you support his PayPal, all right, family? Doc, before I post your PayPal, and this is a common question, who are the 144,000 in the Bible?
Actually, they got you with the pronoun. It's what are.
Uh-oh.
144,000 in the Bible.
No, explain that. Come on, you can't just say that. Come on. What do you
Well,
mean?
you
What?
gotta understand
What?
that most people don't understand that all of the characters you see in the Bible are fictitious. They may use certain historical characters in order to give validity to the point that they want to put across. But the 144,000 are based upon a scientific process that the Kundalini works, how the body works. We teach this in the higher third degree in our university. There is a process that I was also speaking to you about, that the solar plexus is where this is the manger. This is the manger. If you look at it, if you were to tear the body apart and look at the solar plexus, that's we call it a plexus, because it's a combination and a gathering together at one point. And this is the manger that they speak about. And everything in the Bible is here. This is the Bible. but they've masked it
Mm.
by anthropomorphizing all of the different forces that constitute the astrotheological message that our ancestors put on the spinning dome, and told us that that's the school. We are getting a rotation of the dome, which is giving us certain energy patterns at certain times and graduating folks from one level to the next.
Mm.
And when you understand that everything they could possibly speak about on an external purpose, when they're talking about holy and spiritual, they're talking about what's inside of us.
Mm.
Everything is in here. That's why over the top of all of the high temples of ancient Kemet, before the so-called Greeks took it, is know thyself. How is it that the greatest of great ancestors would put right across the top, know thyself? Why? Because it is all within you. It is not who are the 144,000. That's the trick. That's the illusion. What you have to do is to understand the discipline that raises the 144,000 that is saved. And once it is saved, it then now goes into Israel, okay? And into the promised land. That's where the pineal is. That's the promised land.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get into the promised land, that's where you begin to see heaven, because heaven simply means a heaved up place. And this is where heaven is. This is heaven. This is the sun. This is earth. And when you understand the three parts that make you the avatar of God, as above, so below, you then understand exactly what your task is. And that is to become more and more aware that you are an avatar of God.
Wow. Powerful. Powerful, family. This is what we need that we are not getting. This is what they are keeping from us, lying to us about, and suppressing. Yeah, this is why we're here tonight. Yeah. Yeah, this is why we. One more question before we get out of here, family. One more question. Once again, the doc's information is on the screen. Dr. Valentine, he better call me tomorrow and say, Rich, oh, Rich, my PayPal is booming. Because listen, every majority of what we do on this channel is based on his information that he has delivered the last 20 years. And when I say the elder, you see how y'all act. Y'all know Bobby's not around, so y'all, oh, where's Bobby? Where's Bobby? Don't wait till Phil's not around. And y'all, where's Phil? Phil's here with us right now, and he needs help. He's here with us right now and he needs help. There's no fake nigga outrage. He's here right now and he needs help. Save the fake nigga outrage for later. Go to his PayPal. It's on the screen. KemetEarth@gmail.com. KemetEarth@gmail.com. Save the fake nigga outrage for later on. To support him, simply go to PayPal and hit that email up, family, right? That is of utmost importance, all right? Utmost importance. And we're going to take one more question. I had one more question that I lost it, but it's all good. I'm going to find another question because we have 4,000. We have 4,000, Doc, and it's booming in the people, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we need these 4,000 people to get the message. So let me get to this last question. I don't want to keep got. I told Doc we was gonna be on 8 tonight, and in my mind, I forgot, and then it was really 9. So yeah, let's get to this last question. Let me see. The primordial. Let's ask this. Yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever. This is pretty much the same thing. Somebody asked about the dark ages of Kemet or the dark. I forgot, but this question is the primordial realm, pre-Earth, pre-universe. Doc, who the f are we? Primordial realm. Who the f are we?
We
They
are.
say we older than the moon and stars, the sun, moon, and stars. Doc,
Yes, we are. We are.
talk to me.
We are. As soon as the Creator awakened to itself, we existed.
Mhm.
There was never a time that we as humanity never was. All this nonsense about us coming up from the slime through apes and into manhood is all nonsense. It's crap.
Mm.
The seed that creates man has always represented itself from time to time. This is now the sleep of Brahma. We are the dream of the Creator.
Mm.
The wakeful of Brahma is its self-knowledge of self, so nothing else exists. When this is something that they call the yugas, or the ancient Dravidians used to call the sleep of Brahma and the waking of Brahma.
Mm.
So we are right now in the dream. We are the dream that the Creator is having of itself.
Mm.
And we are the ones participating in that dream and feeding back and giving it a substantive experience of itself. And we are the experience of the Creator. And as we experience, it experiences itself. So, yeah, the primordial realm is to say that means that there's a beginning. There's no beginning and there's no end.
Mm.
The primordial realm is the division of our own consciousness.
Mm.
We divide things and we portion it, we fractionate it so that we could, in our feeble way, try to understand and overstand it. Some people try to overstand it to have power over it. The ones who are the true masters do not. We're simply here to experience and become a feedback echo chamber for that experience to the One Most High, which then feeds back its own realization of itself back to us, which raises our own physical consciousness to more knowledge, to a higher realm. And this is that's what's missing, that interchange and that interface between us and our Creator. So primordial, prime meaning first meaning coming out of all that is. Because if you're talking about first, then you've numerically separated the all in all into a beginning. So there is no prime. There is only what is. Consciousness is. There is no consciousness. There's no definition to consciousness. It is just what it is and what it becomes and what it has the capability to be on limitless levels. So primordial realm, that's good for us because we need to fractionate reality in order to understand our place in it. So don't be fooled by that. Okay? Don't be fooled by what we see as primordial or the secondary realm or this realm versus that realm. It's all one realm, and it is the human consciousness that divides it because that's what we want to do. We want to understand all that goes into the God self. And our understanding and understanding of what's outside of ourselves, if we cut ourselves off and go through abstractions, trying to explain the outer world through abstractions of metaphysics, not metaphysics, but mathematics, and I call mathematics ma'at hemetics, when we try to put all these different formulas in the way, we estrange ourselves from that direct connection. And that's been the problem. We're using a censoring mechanism called quantum science. And that censoring mechanism is taking us away from using our body as a direct and the original interface between God and self. The man has this thing where we go through all the modern man has this thing where he has to, and this is the European man, he has to go through all these complications to try to figure it out because he doesn't have the contact with that melanin within. You have to understand that whatever it is that he's trying to articulate with all these little formulas that we're supposed to be all fascinated, and he's creating his physical world from the limitations of what that world can give to him. And all of it does, what it does is, and this is the trick, listen carefully to me, family. The more you begin to try to control the physical world, not understanding that this is an illusion, you can take that illusion and mold it in such a way through the mechanics, through the technology. You can mold it in such a way that you think you're controlling it and getting to be more and more advanced by your manipulation of it, the material world. But then that material world comes back on you and ends up controlling you. So the more you think to control the world,
Mhm.
physical world, the
Mhm.
material world,
Mhm.
the temporal world, the more you try to control it and try to use the mechanisms at your disposal to control others within that world, the more that world ends up controlling you.
Wow.
You see, that's why the spiritual world and the studying the spiritual world is the only way out. But the European tries to give you religion, which is another stopgap. They don't teach you spirituality. They teach you religion, religio, which is to relegate you to a particular format, to a particular God. They give you the white Jesus, or they give you a name for you to marginalize it, to condense it, to cause it to reduce it. How do you reduce God to a name?
Mm.
Once you reduce it to a name, then you've reduced it to you yourself. And now it becomes a physical thing that you call upon rather than a thing that you access through your meditation
Mm.
without a name. Because the sound, they talk about the music of the spheres. That sound of the spheres is the word of God. That is the voice of the Most High. And it ain't calling itself Jesus. Yo, that's my name, Jesus.
Mm. Mm.
That's my name, Allah.
Mm.
That's my name, Jehovah.
Mm.
No, that's what you think the name is. And
Mm.
I've imposed those names upon you to control you.
Mm.
Find the name of God within you and call that name that your personal relationship with the Most High told you is the name.
Mm. Doc, man, I would hate to end it now, but we gotta, we gotta,
Why
we,
don't we just say this?
yeah.
Anybody wants to get in contact with us for our services, 800-847-1291. Again, 800-847-1291. Or again, please remember that when you are gifting us, and by the way, thank you again so much, Brother Rich,
Mhm.
for this opportunity. They did snatch down without any reason. They told me that, you're not following guidelines just out of the blue. I
Mm.
don't know what guidelines I wasn't following. Everything I did was everything that was perfect. And they just snatched it down and I couldn't use it anymore. They say, snatch all your money out. You are no longer part of this. And whoa. Well, they must have even, listened to what it is I had to say, and they've been combing. They got rid of 4 million uh, uh, PayPal accounts, and about I think 2 or 3 million um, other accounts, and they had a few accounts for the Cash App as well.
Mhm.
So, again, 800-847-1291. And when you are gifting, family, please remember to click that button, that feature that says sending to a friend. And that way we do get your whole gift without them tapping in and snatching, taxes from it.
Mhm.
And the Juice Plus as well, by the way. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but
Mhm.
JP, listen, JP, I can't talk
Mhm.
about you want nutrition. You talk about what it is that you need, that JP family, JP Nutrition. You want whole nutrition? You can get it with JP Nutrition. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Hey, no, definitely. I definitely appreciate you telling the people about that and everything you got going on. It's such a pleasure to be in this position. Like, this is like a blessing. Like, this man raised me from the dead metaphysically. So for me to be in this position to show him support and to have people raise money live, like, wow, that's amazing. And to know that Cash App is hating on the brother, like, let me post all his information again in the chat. Yeah, Cash App is hating, and that's what they do. These platforms, they start hating on you when you start doing something against their agenda. The Democrats do it a lot. I'm not saying the Republicans are innocent, but the
Yeah.
Democrats right now, they are like, man, listen, they used to be the sheep in wolves' clothing, but right now they
Wolves, yeah.
yeah, man. They straight wolves now. They're not even hiding their agenda.
But we
So
were never Democrats. We got to
yeah.
remember, we didn't become Democrats until they signed that Civil Rights Act, and that's when your boy, what's his name, Lyndon Johnson said, with this particular act, I will have these niggers voting Democrat for the next 200 years. We were always Republican.
What year was that, Doc? What year was that?
1967, I believe.
67, around 67.
Yeah, around that
Powerful.
time. Yeah.
Look it up, family. We've been tricked. We've been tricked by the Democrats. Don't let them. Don't fall for their bullshit, family. We've been tricked by them.
Oh yeah, that's the Klans. That was the Klan party. Remember that the Klan actually built that party up against the Republican Party for bringing in us folks.
Man, this is good. We could go on and on forever, family, but we got to go. Thank everybody for tuning in. We are we about 4,000 strong. Thank you, Dr. Valentine, for tuning in tonight. It's been an amazing live fundraiser for the Doc. I can't wait till Doc hit me up tomorrow and say, Brother Rich, thank you. They hit me up. Oh my God, that's gonna bring me joy. So, family, thank you for your support. And if you're watching this at a later time, continue to support. It don't stop. Even if it's 5 years from now, still support. It does not stop. This brother needs the help, whether you're here now or later. So with that being said, family, this is Brother Rich, Dr. Phil Valentine. Peace.
Peace.